Now I jumped into Lazarium because I need to export that mix too. But something about the rack toms were sounding funny during the bridge of the song. And I don't know what was up with that because I program my own drums and sometimes I just choose a bad loop or whatever I'm doing. And so I'm modifying that. And I think I found the specific drum hits that are irritating me, that sound funny. And so you can see the screen here. I think it's starting with this drum hit right here, this second one, this rack tom 2 row, this one right here. I muted this whole section here on rack tom 3 because it wasn't adding anything. I think it was crapping up the mix a little bit. So I think it starts at this second one, and then the fourth one that I'm guessing it'll be, odds or evens rather, 2, 4, 6. Let's see here. There's a little stutter right at that drum part. We'll start that second hit again. Listen for that. It's kind of just a little jerky stutter. So we've got to take those out. So what we're going to do is throw some, and I don't care if we have the tail end of a tom hit. I think that'll be fine. So we'll grab that section and just pull that out volume wise, and then we'll pull this one out. And we'll drop that down. And let's make sure I don't miss any others. Yeah, it is. It's turning out to be the even ones. So right here, drag that. And we'll drag this one out. I think we're good there. Export the mix down. Audio engine dropout has occurred. Okay, well, we go to maximum dropout protection. We have a little bit more effects going on here. It shouldn't have an issue with this. This computer is the highest end MacBook you can get, but it's processing power and amount of RAM. But I'm doing some effects here. Let's try that export again. I'm going to use probably a mastering guy called Shawn Hatfield, S-H-A-W-N. He runs a company called Audible Oddities, and he mastered my whole first album. All except for one song, actually, which was mastered at a studio in Mesa, Arizona. The studio where I recorded that song, actually did that song was recorded using one of Eddie Van Halen's amplifiers. I wanted to use what's that lead called? That lead stack, famous lead. The name escapes me in the moment, but the Big Marshall stack. Theirs was broken. He said they had it in the back room and they hadn't gotten it fixed yet. And I thought, great, I have my little amp, which sounds good. We can mic it and I can turn off all the time-based effects. But he said, we have Eddie Van Halen's personal 5150, used to belong to him, amplifier here. I said, great, let's use that. And I used some sort of custom, I don't know if it was a custom cabinet or what. Anyway, but that was a really cool experience. So that song was mixed on an SSL that used to be owned by Madonna. Nasty, disgusting. And that amplifier that used to be owned by Eddie Van Halen. That was really cool. But these were just recorded at home in software, mixed by me, and will be mastered by Shawn Hatfield.